We pooled Emma's wardrobe, Mr. Vance. It teaches community values. Miss Patricia smiled at me while holding my daughter's empty cubby drawer. I looked at the community bin in the corner. My daughter's brand new, labeled winter gear, $3.40 worth of Patagonia and Oshkosh, was mixed into a pile of stained, generic rags. I didn't consent to pooling, I said, voice flat. Those were for Emma's exclusive use. Patricia's smile turned into a sneer. Perhaps Little Lambs isn't the right fit. We have a waitlist of more cooperative families. If you can't share, maybe you should leave. She thought she was threatening a grumbling father. She didn't realize she was threatening a senior compliance auditor for the state charity division. I didn't argue. I didn't snatch the clothes back. I walked to my car and opened my laptop. Day 1, the public record. Little Lambs operated as a 501c3 nonprofit. Their financials were public. I pulled the last 3 years of tax returns from the state database. Revenue, $2.4 million. Line item 47B, $43,000 allocated annually for student welfare supplies. I cross-referenced their donor list. They had received a $31,000 block grant from the Henderson Family Foundation specifically for clothing economically disadvantaged students. Day 2, the math. I pulled the enrollment roster. Tuition was $1,850 a month. The parking lot was a parade of Range Rovers and Teslas. I ran a demographic screen on the student body. Number of students qualifying for federal aid, 0. Number of students meeting the Henderson grant poverty criteria, 0. The scheme, they were stealing high-end clothes from rich parents, dumping them in a community bin, and photographing it to prove to the foundation that they were supplying clothes to the needy. They were embezzling the $31,000 cash and using my daughter's jacket as the prop. Day 3, the board meeting. I didn't call the school. I called the Henderson Foundation. I didn't need an appointment. I've served on their oversight committee for 6 years. I walked into the quarterly review on Thursday. The director, Michael, was reviewing renewal applications. I have an amendment for the Little Lambs file, I said, sliding a red-weld folder across the mahogany table. Michael opened it. Page 1, photos of the community bin, full of designer labels. Page 2, the tuition schedule proving no students were in poverty. Page 3, a sworn affidavit from me stating that the welfare supplies were actually stolen personal property. They are charging $1,800 a month and claiming poverty grants, I stated. They are washing the grant money through the general fund and using stolen toddler clothes to fake the audit trail. Michael's face went crimson. That's wire fraud. It's also theft by conversion, I added. I drafted the revocation letter. It demands immediate repayment of the last 3 years of funding. $93,000. Friday, 10:15 a.m. The collision. I was sitting in my home office when my phone rang. It was Patricia. She wasn't using her teacher voice. She was hyperventilating. Mr. Vance, we just received a notice from the foundation. They're freezing our accounts. They're demanding $93,000. I know, I said, sipping my coffee. I hand-delivered the evidence. Silence. Long, heavy silence. You're on the board. I'm on the oversight committee, I corrected. And I also forwarded the file to the state attorney general's fraud unit this morning. They are very interested in line item 47B. Please, she sobbed. This will close the school. We can't pay that back. You told me that if I couldn't share, I should leave, I said. I'm just applying your philosophy. You took my property, I took your funding. We're sharing the consequences. I hung up. On Monday, Emma's cubby was full. All 6 outfits, laundered and folded. Patricia wouldn't look me in the eye. The state audit team arrived on Wednesday. 3 board members resigned by Friday. The school lost its nonprofit status the following month. They wanted to teach a lesson about sharing. I taught a lesson about auditing.